is Karsyn. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a read along of Fourth Wing. I finished the book yesterday and I got a 98 on my test, and it's the 1st of October and there's so many reasons to buy new books. Also, Wildfire just came out. Of course I'm going to buy it. Okay, so I bought new books. I'm definitely not supposed to be buying new books because I definitely have like probably 100 on my shelf that I haven't read. But, you know. Well, according to Girl Math, those two books were both free because I used gift cards to buy them. 2 free books, you know what I mean? I saw Sarah Carioli. I'm not entirely sure how to say her last name, but I saw her do a read-along of Agatar and I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to be doing the same thing with Fourth Wing. And yeah, I forgot to film an intro, so you'll see this Karsyn later on in the video, but let's get started. Let me just preface this video by saying this is not spoiler free. I'm going to be saying everything that I read in here just because I can't like decipher what is going to be a spoiler. So if you haven't read this, please don't watch this video if you don't want any spoilers, because I am going to word vomit everything that I feel and read about. So yeah. This is Fourth Wing is all over TikTok, and I don't know any of the spoilers, luckily, because usually I learn all of the spoilers for books before I read them. Like for Agatar, I already knew like the main spoilers, but I don't for this one. I don't know anything about this one besides the fact that we're supposed to hate Dane. Don't know who that is, but we're supposed to hate him. Who knows? Let me read the actual like summary, the like hook that's usually on the back, but because it's a hardcover, it's on the front. 20-year-old Violet's finally someone who's of age. Because once you enter, there are only 2 ways out: graduate or die. Sounds delectable. I'm so excited. Say goodbye to the cover. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, but we're saying bye. I don't read with the cover on because 1, I will ruin it, and 2, it feels funny when it's a hardback. Say hello to our new book. Look at this gorgeous map. Look how detailed and beautiful that is. There's another one too. Look at that. And the dedication is so sweet. I think it's either about like her son or her husband. I also read the warning and the preamble, which are all of this is just very interesting. I'm so excited. And what a great first line: conscription day is always the deadliest. This is amazing, and I haven't even started. I have my sticky tabs ready to annotate the crap out of this book, so I'm gonna go ahead and read a few chapters and I will see you guys in the next clip. So I finished the first chapter. It took me a while because I'm annotating like a crazy person. We've met quite a few people. Someone already died. I called it, by the way. I underlined the quote where he's introduced and I said, OMG, now I'm invested, so he's definitely gonna die. And then 2 pages later he dies. Already calling Xaden enemies to lovers. I only like can infer that because we're supposed to hate Dane. I assume Dane that she mentioned once in this first chapter is not the best guy that she thinks he is, so that's not good. And Xaden's hot. She shared her boot with Rhiannon, which I think her name was on the back of the book, so I'm assuming that's her best friend. I love the quotes at the beginning of the chapters because I read the first one for chapter 2 and it's great. And then the first line is, I will not die today, which honestly, girl, same. It's intense. This whole parapet thing. As someone with a fear of heights, I could never do this. I say that I would love to like be on a dragon, be a dragon rider or whatever, but I just know that I couldn't because I'm so bad with heights. I get dizzy if I go and stand up and clean my mirror. Like if I stand on the counter to clean my mirror, I get dizzy. So I would not be able to do any of this. Catch me in the healer's quadrant or the what other quadrants are there? I'd probably be in the scribe quadrant. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading. I read a little bit more today. I'm on chapter 19. This book is so good. I'm 41% of the way through, according to Goodreads. And so not even halfway through. This book, it's so good. You need to read this book now. So we found out a lot of things. since I've updated y'all last. I don't even like want to update y'all because I want to just sit down and read this like all the way through. Like I need the rest of the story. But so we found out Xaden is like Asriel and can control the shadows. I got to threshing, and so she's already like has a dragon. Dane is in fact horrible. We hate Dane. I see what everybody was saying now. And what Jillian was saying in the cruise vlog, she was saying that he's giving off Tamlin, and he very much is. After the threshing, they kissed, or he kissed her, and she was like, he was like, oh my god, we can't be together, but like, maybe later, like, wait for me. No. She got 2 dragons. She got 2 dragons. She still hasn't killed anybody, which like props to her because like everybody else has killed people. She's super smart. She knows her poisons. She's got that scribe energy going for her. This book is so good. Like I can't explain it enough. Also, so we found out with the dragons that they're connected. Also, Xaden calls Violet Violence, which is the chokehold Violence has on me as a nickname for Violet. Also, oh my gosh, people went to go attack her in her room while she was asleep, which is against the rules. Xaden went and killed all of them, and so she was like, thank you, and then she was like, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, and in her head, because it was in italics, so it was in her head because there was no quotes around it at all, so she wasn't even saying it to her dragon, it was in her head, which her dragon couldn't hear, but whatever. Which I also love. I love that they can like communicate. But then Xaden responded and she was like, I didn't realize I said that out loud. You didn't. So I think that because their dragons are connected and because they can like read their dragon's mind, I think he can read her mind, but she doesn't realize that she can read his mind yet. Or maybe he's just stronger, so maybe once she gets a little stronger, she'll be able to read his mind, and then they can communicate, and they're eventually gonna fall in love and be together forever.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
I love this so much. Okay, so I'm gonna get reading. Just grab some crumble, and this looks absolutely delicious. I just realized something. Here I was, gearing up to read like the last chapter or so of Fourth Wing, because on Goodreads it says that I'm only 93% through. Like, okay, there's probably like a chapter left. And I look at it and I'm like, that's not Fourth Wing on like the last page or so, because I'm trying to see how many pages are in the book to see how many pages I have left to read. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's not Fourth Wing. And so I like flip, and it's just like a preview of a different book that she didn't write or anything. And then I look, and then there's acknowledgements. Then I look, and I'm like, there's literally only 2.5 pages left in this book. I thought I had like a bit to go. I was like, I got my water, I like got crumble. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just sit down and read like the last chapter of my book. There's only 2.5 pages left. I was at Kaylee's house, and I saw that this like chapter was in Xaden's point of view. So I looked at it, look at Jillian, looked at it, and I go, it's in Xaden's point of view. And she's like, I'm gonna go ahead and read these last 2.5 pages, and I'll be right back. I didn't even finish reading it. I just read the line that says it's a little sister. I'm gonna sit here and process. So I've had a couple days to process. This book is so good, and you have to read it right now before the next one comes out, because you need to. It's, if you read books, put this next up on your TBR, like immediately after whatever you finish right now. This is one of my like only 5-star reads this year so far. I only have read like 10 books this year, which is sad. Brennan's alive, which is insane to me. I can't wait for this next book to come out. Like, the immense excitement I have for this next book to come out is crazy. Considering how this is supposed to be a 5-book series, considering how the next ones go, it might be better than ACOTAR. It depends. It really all depends. But there's so many theories out on Instagram right now about what's gonna happen, like if the enemies to lovers is actually Dane. I think I would die if it's not Xaden. Like, if they pull a Tamlin and Dane is actually... No. Immediately no. Absolutely not. That's not allowed to happen. If you like dragons, you'll like this book. If you like enemies to lovers, you'll like this book. If you like romantasy, you'll like this book. Here's the thing with this particular book. Most female characters in fantasy start out as like really weak characters that grow and become like really strong characters. But what this book does is she's weak physically. Yes, she has a disability. I can't remember what it's actually called in the real life, but she like has her ligaments aren't very strong and don't keep her muscles and bones together like they should. Anyway, she has that, so obviously she's not going to be able to fight combat like hand to hand really well, but at least like she's still super smart and very good with like knives and throwing knives. So like she doesn't start out as like just like bad in every aspect of like what she's growing into, whereas most fantasy female main characters start out that way. She actually is already good, like great in intelligence aspect because she was supposed to be a scribe. She's amazing in what she was supposed to be doing, and then also really good at knife throwing. And so like the only thing that she has to really work on is dragon riding, which is what she wasn't supposed to be doing and no one can actually practice until they get to it, and hand-to-hand combat. When she wasn't supposed to be doing that, she was supposed to be a scribe. So like I love the fact that she's not like just in every aspect weak and like, oh, like I need a man to help me, blah 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 blah. Especially because her best friend helps her fight. Like almost everyone she like fought with and like trained with was a woman. Like she fought, like Liam didn't really fight her, and then Xaden like taught her stuff, but he's also 2 years older, so of course he's gonna know some more things, and he's a wing leader, so he's gonna know some stuff that she needs to know that she'll need help with. But like everybody else who was helping her out, Imogen and Rhiannon, were women helping her. So I just really like the fact that it wasn't just all weak women, that there was actually strong women. That and just like the characters were so well written, and I miss Liam. And the fact that there was deaf representation. One of her friends in the scribe quadrant is deaf and she knows sign, and then Liam also knew sign, which makes me think maybe Sloane, his sister, who he was like, please take care of, I don't want to cry, maybe she's deaf and so she signs and that's how he knew how to sign. I don't know, or maybe we'll meet more deaf characters, which I also really love and appreciate. It's just very well written, and it's just so good. It's just so good, isn't it? I would recommend reading, because there's only one and about to be 2 books out, I would recommend reading this before you read SJM, just because, 1, to see the difference, and 2, because it's shorter, because hers are already 5 books in for ACOTAR and 7 or 8 books in for Throne of Glass, and 2 books, almost 3 books in for her other, like she's got 3 whole series going that are all about to be interconnected. So I would very much highly recommend Fourth Wing before you got into any of those, just as a good fantasy start out. Anyways, thank you for watching this little read along with me. I would really appreciate it if you liked, comment, share it with your friends, hit the notification bell to know when I post. Bye! Read this book. Buy this book. Read it immediately. You wanna say hi? She just climbed up into my lap. You're just precious, aren't you?